I think the way in which the plot is constructed, the first part of the opening acts is a precursor to what will happen towards the end, and the story will eventually get to this part and then proceed to show the audience the conclusion to the film, and therefore this narrative arc is presented in perhaps a more complicated and different way to many other thriller films. The use of young men as the main characters in the role of police officers represent the lives of young, successful men in these types of jobs. This also represents the interest that the audience have regarding these conventions, which are present in many action and thriller films. The opening also focused on the relationship between the main character and his girlfriend, and this represents the effect that these jobs have on relationships. As this is a short opening to a film, and not the whole film itself, or even if it was a short film, it's much more likely to be distributed online for viral marketing rather than by a professional film company that does feature films to distribute into a cinema. This is due to the fact that it's not cost effective to distribute a short film physically on screen. It is much better to show it online for people who want to watch it free and whenever they want to. This way it could also be used as a viral advertisement. The target audience for this media product is mainly people between the ages of 16 and 35, and probably mostly male, but in general, it's those who are interested in thriller films but lean more towards the action genre. We address the issues for the audience by working with a group of friends that were all either 18 or 19 years old, and therefore I was able to bounce ideas off them and use their influences and attitudes towards certain conventions in the production of a storyline, and therefore we could use their interests in what they wanted in their thriller film as a representation of what the target audience wanted in the film. I attracted the audience using characters and plot lines that I personally enjoy watching, and the cast said they also enjoy watching. So young people in exciting roles and representation of a couple in a certain scenario. The audience externally was attracted. I posted a video on YouTube and linked the video from social networking sites such as Facebook and MySpace. This enabled enough people to see a post and watch a video, and therefore putting on the internet and putting it using it as well as marketing. It allows many people to watch it, and therefore a range of people to view it on the site. I have developed my knowledge of editing through using software called Final Cut Express, which allows me to experiment with footage and therefore extend my knowledge of that field. I feel that my camera work has also greatly improved by using a variety of still, handheld and tracking shots in the film. In fact, in order to improve the fluidity of my tracking shots, I constructed a set of tracks on which a trolley that would house my tripod would move smoothly, allowing me to create better tracking shots where the ground wasn't firm enough for me to do it manually. I have learnt that primarily you need patience and persistence in order to obtain what you want or what you need in filming this short film. Luck plays a part, especially with things like the weather, whether you're cast perhaps free on a certain day. That's also planning, which is also really important. Also is time management. One of the main problems in this production of this film was that most of the time we didn't have enough free time, and therefore we were rushed in the filming of this film. Fortunately, the plot was well storyboarded, and I planned it thoroughly. So even though I was restricted in terms of time, I managed to obtain a majority of which required. Another thing I've learned is ambition is a good thing to have when you're filming, but you also need to accept that you probably will not get what you want, and therefore you need to perhaps cut back on what you expect to get, rather than be disappointed at the end with what you have got.
Right, I didn't like the camera work. I thought it was poor with just a few of the shots. Like Kellett's head appearing in the mirror, that was just that's shocking. The picture fake could have been a bit smoother, just spent a bit more time doing it, Kellett. And it's not humane to keep people in the boot of a Micra, if I'm honest. It's just not right. But it was good because the shots at the start, where the car pulls in from the light in the doorway, that's awesome. And yeah, the actor was pretty good by Mr. Chris Grimwood. And I think the bad guy, Dan Beetham, in the film, Balaclava on, the bad guy, he's got nice eyes and it didn't work for me. Go Jake.
And I found it was pretty good, I thought, but the only thing I didn't understand was the last bit where you had the fading out transition. Apparently that's at the start of the film, but that didn't make sense to me. That is all.
Okay, I feel that the negatives were that Kellett's head was in the mirror, and I feel that it could have been shot in a darker time of the day to give it a more edgy feeling. Positives, the acting was good, and the filming was really good. That's pretty much it.